like don't kill anybody. Yeah, that's pretty clear. But how you kill is not clear. Yeah, and suicide is killing. Yeah, so don't kill anybody. Yeah, don't mistreat anybody, because in the end it kills them. It's part of what helps them die early. Yeah. So there's 10 non-virtuous deeds that I recommend you get rid of. Yeah. And y'all got a real good chance you haven't done hardly any of these. Yeah, so it's really not much to get rid of. I mean, when was the last time you killed someone? So right there you can check that one off. Yeah. But it's not as easy as you think. You don't know. You really don't know. Yeah. So let's just make a commitment that for here on out you don't kill anybody. Yeah. And that means anybody, and including you. Yeah. So you have to give yourself the longest life you can, because the opposite is the choice of slowly but surely killing you to have a shorter life. That's a sin. And people do it every day. I can go on, and I will, point out, the things that we should pretty much turn away from. Yeah. But let's show on the screen, the 10 little recommendations. These are things you have to abandon. Yeah. First, you need to be aware of. So these are 10 non-virtuous deeds. Killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, lying, divisive speech, abusive speech, idle speech, covetousness, harmful intent, and wrong views. I mean, imagine killing and lying are right next to each other. Yeah. Killing and divisive speech right next to each other. Yeah. Killing and abusive speech right next to each other. Yeah. Killing and idle speech. Yeah. Right next to each other. Yeah. These, of all the things I could recommend, you can avoid, you can let go of, you can abandon, that would make the biggest difference in the world toward not killing. It would really put you on the path of harmlessness if you can abandon these things. Like if you have to go to war, or you have to do things because you're in this situation in the world today. You really have to struggle with this first one. You really do. But what about all the others? Stealing. Gosh, first job you got. We're talking pencils, paper, little things, big things, anything. Just not right. Yeah. And it's bigger than you think. Really, it weighs. Yeah. It's a vice. It's not just a vice, but it's the opposite of a virtuous deed. Just simply by leaving it there. Go get your own. In any way, shape, or form. Yeah. Sexual misconduct. How far can we go? How many things could be pointed out? Yeah. It could be ridiculous. Yeah. So the main thing would be self. How much are you self-absorbed? How much is it just in the self alone, a big part of your being, a big part of your feeling, thinking, an attitude or a feeling that has to be fulfilled or something. Or its relationship to lying and divisive speech. The two work together. You can go ahead and put the camera on me. Is the camera on? Me? Yeah, great. Yeah. So, lying and divisive speech, the two are very much in the same energetic field. And all of this is energy. All of this is just a buildup, a process that allows the end product, killing. It's a weakening all the way through. Just down here, wrong views. What if you follow a corrupt attitude, a corrupt boss, a corrupt father, a corrupt country? And the pressure's so intense. It includes killing, stealing, lying, every single one of these things. It's a gang. Makes sense? Even high school may not include killing, but it does include killing a person's reputation. Then you got to add all the rest of those. And imagine what you do to yourself. Wrong views. Start there, and you'll start working your way up. You just have a wrong view. Oh, I'm such a piece of shit. Anything negative, anything you got is a wrong view that's like that, a wrong view, It's harmful intent. And you can't, then you can go back to wrong view and go, yeah, I'm such an asshole. Whoa, wait a minute. You know what I mean? That's not what I'm trying to say. Does it make sense? Because it'll keep covetousness. What if the person holds on to themselves so negatively? They covet their unwholesomeness or their lack of comparing to others or abilities or identity or any of those expectations. Does it make sense? Because that makes you, covetous. And then idle speech, and if you ain't got nothing to say something. You want to keep the conversation going. You don't want to, you don't want people to think that you're, not interesting or interested or whatever, because there is this thing, people have a tendency to want to talk, for whatever reason, but it's like it needs to happen, So that idle speech, could lead to abusive speech. What if you're talking someone shit, talking shit about someone? And then divisive speech. Well, talking shit about someone is pretty divisive. Does it make sense? Just having those thoughts. And this includes you, yourself. It doesn't have to be anybody outside of you. It just kind of like is a bad deed. It's how life kind of takes up life. Does that make sense? So getting rid of any of these, especially wrong view, but getting rid of any of these that's my thing. That's what I ask.